Welcome back to the Tahoe Real Estate Show. Next guest, special guest, he's also our legal correspondent. He is the feature of the Legal Minute, Joe Laub from Laub & Laub. Joe, 2020 showed a lot of civil unrest. 2021 started out not so great either. What do we need to know here about in this community here in Lake Tahoe and the Carson Valley?
Well, good hearing from you again. Happy New Year to you and all your viewers. Unfortunately, this pandemic is causing a lot of craziness that's going on out there, and I'm sorry that we're all going to have to deal with it. And if everyone notices by looking at the traffic coming to Tahoe, it's a lot heavier than it has been in the past, especially, particularly noticeable during the off periods of time. And that's because we're getting the invasion of the Bay Area people that are moving here either on a permanent or temporary basis. So it's making our real estate more expensive to rent. It is increasing the values of obviously the properties that are going on around here, but it's really changed the dynamic and environment. And I'm going to really caution the locals to be very careful dealing with the buyers of the Bay Area. They're very savvy, they're very shrewd, they're very demanding, and you got to be very careful of the contracts you sign. It's better for you to have a contract to sign and prepare than to have them present a prepared contract, because very often those buyer contracts are very much in their favor. And I'm seeing people coming into our office where they're being essentially taken advantage of by the Bay Area buyer coming up here and offering good lofty money, but then putting a lot of the conditions and exceptions and things that really the buyer beware. So this pandemic has had a tremendous effect on our real estate, and it's going to make a tremendous effect on people buying and selling. And the East Coast, real estate transactions are handled, all of them by lawyers. That out here in the West, we have a tendency to use lawyers only when we reach a problem. I think a lawyer is far better to be proactively involved during the very early stages of a real estate transaction, so that there aren't any problems, because we know that our values are going up. We know that the interest rates are currently low and depressed, but they are potentially going to be increased because they're expecting an improved economy. And so therefore, we need to be as savvy as a seller as the buyers coming in.
Well, you bring up an important fact. A lot of licensed attorneys in California and Nevada, they're also qualified to be licensed real estate brokers and agents as well. And it's because of the legal aspect. Joe, people want information, say they're entering into a contract with a buyer from the Bay Area. How do they get a hold of you? What are the first steps they should take, before they get started?
They should definitely get a hold of a lawyer as soon as they are interested in selling their property, because an attorney should really review the real estate agent and broker's contract before you enter into that, as well as a purchase agreement. And you can get a hold of me by emailing me, calling me, or texting me at 775-644-4911, or call my office, email me. I'm readily accessible. My staff is ready to go. And basically, if I'm not, my courts are now remote, so therefore I don't spend so much time traveling, so therefore I'm much more accessible than I've ever been to help people and guide them, make sure that they don't fall into the typical real estate pitfalls that do occur.
All right, that's Joe Laub. He's also the correspondent for the segment here on this network, The Legal Minute. Stay tuned, more of the Tahoe Real Estate Show coming up right after the break.